Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Warehouse Whiteboard. My name is JJ, and it is my opportunity to tell you a little bit about what we talked about in our student ministry last night. So we talked about a passage from John 5 where Jesus heals a gentleman on the Sabbath and gets into trouble doing so with the religious authorities, of course. But this healing took place at the pool of Bethesda. And so I was thinking to myself, how do I capture that healing in a way that folks on the internet can grab hold of in a quick video? And then I had an inspiration. I thought, well, I can't do that here in my office, so let's go somewhere in the building where we can find perhaps a place that has a pool that often bubbles up, just like the pool of Bethesda did that they thought would heal. And so I thought, well, where in the building do we have a pool that sometimes bubbles up? And I thought, well, we could come into the men's room, but that's not the kind of bubbles we want to deal with. So I figured, well, let's skip the bubbling water in imagery and just talk a little bit for just a moment about what happens in that chapter in John. So we've got the Bible right here, and we take a look at this chapter, and one of the key moments that we talked about last night was the question that Jesus asks this person who'd been sitting next to this pool for 38 years, hoping to be healed. And he asked this person, that's in John chapter 5, we're looking at verse 6. Do you want to get well? That's the question that Jesus asked this person. You think, well, obviously I want to get well. I've been sitting by this pool that supposedly can heal me for 38 years, but nobody's helping me. Nothing's changing. But the question that Jesus is asking him is, do you want to be well? Are you willing to do something different in order to gain that which you seek? And what Jesus is saying to this person, I believe, is that Jesus is coming. He's bringing something different. And are you willing to try Jesus instead of this belief that people have in the bubbling water of the pool of Bethesda? And that's what we talked about with our students. We all have issues that we're struggling with. We all have different things that we're facing, different struggles that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And we talked about relationships with friends or family, or different judgment that we might apply to others, or different struggles that we might have. And we all have these different issues. And we might have been struggling with them for a long period of time, not seeing any change in our life. And Jesus is essentially asking us, are you willing to try me? Are we willing to try Jesus as a solution to the issues and the struggles that we're facing? And that was where we left our students, was, are there things in your life that you need to ask Jesus to help you with? Are there issues that you just can't fix in your own power, and you need to admit to yourself, I need help. I need something more than what I'm doing. I need Jesus to help me through this thing. So that's my hope for everybody that might be watching this, is that we admit to ourselves there are things that we just can't fix in our lives. There are struggles that we have that we are not able to overcome. That doesn't mean we're bad people. That doesn't mean we're horrible or unlovable. It just means we need Jesus. And the good news is that after Jesus asked that question, do you want to be well? He provided that for this person. And I believe that Jesus can provide that for each of us. He can provide us a way out of any unhealthy patterns that we have, any habitual sin, and can draw us closer to Him. So that's my prayer for each of you today, is that you draw closer to Jesus. You allow Him to exert His authority and His power in your life, and see the amazing difference that can make. So I thank you for tuning into the Warehouse Whiteboard today. Once again, this has been JJ, and I hope to see you next time.